Hello, my name is Dr. David Clark, and on this very page, you'll discover how an almost tragic accident involving my 65-year-old father forced me to find a permanent, natural brain-restoring method. This unique approach can improve and repair your brain health and functions 100%, giving you back the sharp focus and perfect memory you once had, regardless of how advanced your condition is. Whether it's cerebral aneurysm, advanced Parkinson's disease, or cognitive decline caused by Alzheimer's dementia, this solution can help without expensive drugs, surreal mental efforts, or crazy brain exercises. You will also discover the real hidden reason why 90% of people are doomed to experience some form of brain degradation sooner or later in life, bringing a world of undying pain for you and your loved ones. Let me tell you, it's not genetics, nor how healthy you are. It has nothing to do with what you eat either. Instead, it has everything to do with a toxic chemical buildup lurking in the body. A vile, noxious mix that scientists from Johns Hopkins, the Cleveland Clinic, and Harvard have shown leads to brain cell and tissue damage, wreaking havoc on your brain and overall health. But once you learn more about it, you'll finally be able to quickly regain a healthy brain, restoring your perfect cognitive functions once and for all, never forgetting anything in your life ever again. Not only that, but you'll also supercharge your brain and improve your memory and focus with zero effort. Your entire well-being will skyrocket with vitality and energy, thanks to this 100% natural, safe, and effective trick that has no side effects but delivers life-changing results. As I've said before, my name is Dr. David Clark, and I'm a neurologist. Before we go any further, let's address the elephant in the room. If you're like most of my unlucky patients, you've probably heard all the promises before, and even tried many of the so-called solutions out there. Pills, mental exercises, and staggeringly expensive treatments have been touted as the sole fix, with no results. Maybe you've put your hopes into vitamins or drops, or even considered surgery when things get bad. Procedures that cost a painful amount of money, put you at risk of infections, and have no guarantee of success. If you're like most people coming through my office every day, you already know these so-called solutions are a never-ending subscription to the neurosurgeon or psychiatrist, leaving you in pain, scared, and disappointed. That's why I want to be extremely clear. What I'm talking about here is unlike anything you've ever seen or heard of before. It's not based on alternative treatments or positive thinking. It's based on real, solid science. That's why it's crucial that before you spend any more money on professional products or solutions, you pay close attention to what I'm about to say. As a doctor with over 30 years of experience, I've seen firsthand how debilitating and painful deteriorating brain health can be. It can drag you into a pit of despair and embarrassment, isolating you from your loved ones. So I'm glad you've chosen to watch this video, because it will transform your brain and your entire life. No matter how long you've been dealing with brain or memory issues, no matter how serious those problems are, your age, or your medical condition, I truly believe there is a simple solution to treat any brain problem, from mild cognitive impairment to Alzheimer's or progressive Huntington's disease. And it's so powerful that I am convinced it will change your life forever, just like it has for so many others. Just imagine, never again having to forget little things or words, or have them on the tip of your tongue. Never misplacing your keys or losing your wallet. Never again feeling the pressure of that annoying thought in the back of your mind that you won't be able to remember the simplest thing during a conversation, making a fool of yourself. Never again worrying that one day you might forget the faces of your loved ones and become dependent on people you may not recognize for the rest of your life. Instead, you can become one of those people with rock-solid confidence and a razor-sharp memory, unstoppable in reaching your goals, and never have to set foot in a psychiatrist's, neurologist's, or even a pharmacy again. Once you see the groundbreaking science behind this inexpensive solution for yourself, I'm sure you'll be excited to give it a try. Because in the next 4 minutes and 25 seconds, I'll reveal why other men and women like you have no memory or cognitive problems even in their late 90s. And the #1 hidden brain cell destroyer that most people and doctors actually consider to be the best thing ever invented for brain cells. Moreover, I will introduce you to the scientifically proven brain cell healer that could erase years of damage, lifting the fog and making you sharper, more aware, active, and happy with fighter pilot-like reflexes. And saving the minds and lives of my father and over 93,651 mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and grandparents from 20 to 100 years old who've tried more side effect-filled meds and cross-repulsals than they can count.
Yeah, I've been sharper and more awake from day one. Memories I thought were gone are coming back to me, so I just had to share this video. You are making a real difference. It's just incredible.
I got this tip from a friend and was skeptical, but diving into the science and sticking with it daily, I've genuinely seen a difference. I'm sharper, more awake, and the brain fog is lifted. It's a blessing if you want to protect your memory and brain health.
Today, I'm inviting you to join them. But before we go any further, I hope you won't mind if I take a moment to explain who I am and why the discovery I'm about to share makes such a big difference in the lives of thousands of people. Ever since I graduated from Harvard University, I only had one goal in mind: to research, help, and find a solution for people in need. And the domain I chose was neurochemistry. During my long career, I've worked with many prestigious doctors, professionals, and experts in their fields, people who shared my dream, and others who were too caught up in their classic treatment methods to agree with my alternative way of thinking. I've seen and treated every single aspect related to brain cell deterioration, and have tried to help as many people as I could. I was also honored to be part of an elite team of researchers and medical experts that discovered some of the most incredible breakthroughs for these terrible conditions. In my over 30 years of experience, I have helped over 7,200 Americans improve and ameliorate their mental state. I wanted to prove to myself and the entire medical community that brain deterioration can be stopped, and it's not a life sentence. I wanted to prove to them all that brain cell degradation can be stopped. Even though every time I dared to mention this to one of my senior colleagues, they would laugh me out of the room, I never stopped. But before I go on, you should know why 99% of doctors consider cognitive deterioration normal, a condition that comes with age, they claim, even though it's affecting more and more of our younger population every day. And sure, to some extent, they are right. Over 10 million people in the US suffer from brain degradation. More than 50% of our senior population experiences some kind of memory loss at some point, and this number is expected to significantly increase over the next decade. Now, this may seem commonplace, as all the doctors you visit will tell you, but there is no way it is normal, as you'll see in just a couple of minutes. If you or one of your loved ones has started forgetting things or not recognizing faces, you know how vicious this disease can be. It affects every single aspect of your life, including your relationships. First, there are small details you tend to forget, like not picking up something from the grocery store, which you don't necessarily pay attention to. Then you start forgetting more important things like names, locations, or appointments, or missing deadlines. You're not yourself anymore. You always have a fuzzy mind and can't be the good husband, father, or mother you used to be. You constantly notice people's judgmental looks, but they don't understand how difficult this can be sometimes. And before you know it, the doctor has given you a prescription for memory loss pills. You keep wondering, when will all this stop? You feel cursed. And for good reason. Even with all the state-of-the-art techniques available, people are drowning in painful hopelessness, and no one seems to care to find a long-lasting solution. There are 10 million people traumatized by decreasing mental health in the US alone, yet they are forced to accept a tormenting and unfortunate reality. No major breakthrough treatments, no radical research. People have been convinced that brain deterioration and memory loss are unavoidable and incurable, and no brain surgery can help them get over it. Even neurosurgeons and scientists are stuck in stagnation, prescribing the same pills, mental exercises, and proposing staggeringly expensive treatments as the sole fix, with no results. I'm sure you know and have been through all these things already. Forgetting things, whether small or important, has been a pain in, well, you know where. So you constantly try to take notes and concentrate on details to avoid awkward situations or making a fool of yourself. But you can't live with the everyday burden of constantly concentrating to avoid mistakes for the rest of your life, or the fear of forgetting something so important that you might regret it for the rest of your life, or worse, end up hurting someone you love. Now, if any of this rings true for you, you should know one thing. This is not your fault. It really isn't. I've been prescribing memory and brain enhancement pills my entire life because that's what conventional medicine has taught me. I used all the methods available to improve people's brain cells. I was intimately familiar with them all. But all it took was one incident to turn my knowledge about brain cells and brain health upside down. So stick with me for a couple more minutes, because I'll unveil the story of how I accidentally stumbled upon what could be considered the most important scientific discovery of modern medicine. The true key solution that any woman or man can use to quickly and completely restore their perfect brain functions. You see, I have seen countless men and women come to me for help. Lost in sadness and panic over their slow but certain brain deterioration, they were willing to spend every single penny to get rid of this debilitating disease. These were people who felt cursed and angry that their whole life had suddenly become a shambles and they couldn't do a single thing about it. People who were absolutely innocent and deserved more than this disastrous fate. And yet, they walked through my office door every single day, ashamed and devastated, imploring me to save their cognitive functions. Witnessing so many heart-rending cases made me feel deep sorrow for them. And yet I knew deep down that losing your mind was probably the most difficult enemy to fight. I always thought this was just the way things worked, and that it might even happen to me one day too. That the only way to so-called treat mental decline was to prescribe a pill or cognitive exercises. After all, if scientists had found a better solution by now, we would know about it already, right? Well, I couldn't have been more wrong. One morning as I was heading to the hospital, I got a call from my neighbor telling me my 65-year-old father had almost burned down the house. Panicked, I rushed home only to find firemen all over my yard, trying to put out the fire coming from my kitchen. My father was crying helplessly in an ambulance, saying only, I don't remember. As his eyes stared at me, I could see the void in them. I later found out that my father, who was visiting us, wanted to boil some water for tea after I left for work and simply forgot about it. He left to buy groceries and completely forgot about the kettle. Luckily, my neighbor saw smoke coming out of our kitchen and called 911. Thank God the firemen arrived in time before the whole house burned down. However, my father was devastated. When they asked him how it happened, he couldn't remember anything. Days passed and he still couldn't recall the moment he put the kettle on the stove. Being a specialist in neuroscience, this incident caught my attention immediately. I had been monitoring my father from a distance, without him knowing, for a long time. He forgot some details, like the names of people he had just met or locations he had visited decades ago, but nothing out of the ordinary. We all forget such things. Until that day. So I conducted some investigations. When the results came in, my heart shattered into pieces. His brain cells were at an advanced stage of degradation, It was so bad, I was surprised something like this hadn't happened sooner. Who knows how long he had been forgetting things. After dozens of lab tests, the only possible reason I could find was his age. It was a diagnosis I had given hundreds of times to other patients, and the only thing I could do was prescribe some medication that would barely slow the degradation process. Things went from bad to worse as his mental state started to decline from one day to the next. He began to forget the names of close friends, TV shows he had watched the night before, and sometimes I think he even had trouble remembering my name or who I was. I was beginning to get desperate. I felt powerless because there was nothing I could do to protect the ones I cared for most. And I simply felt furious, outraged by the fact that science, as advanced as it is, couldn't help my father live his life as he deserved to. I was furious that he was completely dependent on scientific discoveries he might not live to try out, and furious that for so many years, despite endless efforts, I couldn't find a solution for a problem everybody will face sooner or later. As time went by, I realized my father's mental health was declining, and rather fast. He got to the point where he barely recognized his grandson one day. It was ripping me apart, and yet I knew this wasn't going to go away by magic. I knew that brain deterioration was a hard nut to crack. It had taken me over 2 decades to understand this disease and its behavior. And I must say, it's truly one of the trickiest that I've ever seen. The decline of the human brain cell can appear out of nowhere. It may affect your right lobe with very subtle and mild symptoms at first, but your left lobe can compensate, until it can't, and then hell slowly sets in. As time passes, it becomes worse, ruining every day-to-day activity you can imagine. For example, if you suffer from brain degradation, you will start having headaches because you will frequently be overcharging your synapses to compensate for the lost neurons. It will be very difficult for you to concentrate and even work. Even if you try to concentrate, you will feel fatigue easier and faster than a normal person. You will become extremely vulnerable to all types of side effects like extreme headaches, nausea, convulsions, and seizures. Not to mention dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and other such conditions. If left unchecked, it can lead to life-threatening situations, such as loss of consciousness. And the worst part is, it can happen even if you have an athlete's body. It doesn't matter how good the rest of your health is. Mental health degradation makes no exceptions. It is bound to appear regardless of what you do. Now imagine me trying to explain that to my poor father, who barely knew who he was anymore. Imagine being the one who has to tell him that he'll have to live like this forever. That the next time he sees his grandson may be the last time he recognizes him. My heart ached for him, and what puzzled me was how his cognitive functions had deteriorated so rapidly with no prior signs. I stayed up late night after night, thinking about this pressing matter and about the other people who had come to me for help over the years. It was truly haunting me. Why do some people have perfect memory at advanced ages while members of their family suffer from significant gaps in long and short-term memory, even at young ages? Why do others with no family history of such issues damage their brain cells so quickly at a young age? And more importantly, if science claims decreasing mental health is a terrible disease you cannot avoid, and that it comes with age, why do so many people as old as 70 show no signs of mental deterioration? It just doesn't add up. There had to be something triggering it. And through all my research and observation, it seemed like the source was external. Possibly something we come across every day, or a common environmental factor. And there had to be something that could protect the brain and the brain cells, keeping mental health and focus 100% intact. But I just couldn't see it. As they say, life works in mysterious ways. My father's condition worsened, and we had to admit him to a hospital. While taking care of him and constantly visiting, I met a medical consultant on a 4-week transfer from Madagascar. He was there to teach about his medical practices at home. A highly intelligent man, he was one of the friendliest doctors I had ever met, with a great sense of humor, especially considering English was his second language. And to my luck, we both worked in the same medical branch. I strongly believe God brought him into my life to create a miracle, and you'll find out why in a minute. He told me he was a published author and was constantly interviewed by national television, both in the US and Madagascar. I told him about my father's issue, and he wanted to know if he could help me. He had been working overseas for over a decade for a big pharma conglomerate with an annual revenue of well over $1 billion, so funds weren't an issue, unlike in my case. You see, besides being an extremely nice, empathetic, and humble person, Dr. Rakoto was also an exceptionally skilled doctor. Throughout his career, he dealt with thousands of extreme and severe cases of brain deterioration, helping each and every one of his patients as much as he could. His work, in every sense of the word, was impeccable. Given our common calling, we became close friends over that period. He told me all about his life in his home country of Madagascar, a magical island in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Africa. And that's where the solution was. Did you know it's the most diverse and unique ecosystem in the world? It's home to plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. Over 90% of all animals and plants on Madagascar are unique to the island. In fact, many remedies and medicines for blood sugar, heart conditions, and pain, like aspirin and metformin, derive from exotic Madagascan plants such as white willow, wintergreens, and goatsrue. As he was sharing the beauty of his home, he told me about Mark, one of his dear patients from the US who went through a similar disease. He told me how Mark started to forget small things in the beginning, eventually leading to a frightening incident where he almost called 911 for not recognizing his own son one night, believing he was a robber. Dr. Ricotto explained how he had helped him. So on the last night before my father was discharged, I asked him, no, I begged him, if he knew anything at all that could help my father where a decade of American studies had failed. David, my friend, I'm glad you asked me. It's well known, and I'm sure you've seen this in your career, that sudden and unexplained brain degradation, like your father's, is rooted in brain tissue and brain cells. But conventional medicine has been looking at the problem from the wrong angle. I've reviewed your father's lab tests, and as I suspected, the issue lies in the link between brain cells. Don't worry, I have the answer for you. I've treated a patient just like your father. First, let me explain. Your father's brain looks normal with no apparent damage, but what modern medicine can't figure out is why the link between his brain cells is severely affected. This means he can't remember things, can't be socially functional, and cannot live his life the way it's meant to be lived. On the other hand, a normal link between neurons means fast and precise information transmission and a quick-witted, sharp mind. The reason no one could figure out how to stop the deterioration of this link is because they didn't look further both inside and outside the body. Here, take a look at this. And he showed me a 20-year-old Harvard study. They'd performed a comprehensive review of the medical literature and came to the following conclusion. We found evidence linking presence of heavy metals in our water supply to increased brain degradation and memory loss in general population. In other words, what they found is that our water, our everyday essence of life, directly triggers brain decay. In a separate study, researchers from the University of British Columbia found a complex interaction between tap water and the brain. Researchers at the Cleveland Clinic found the same thing. In America, tap water and even certain alcoholic and soft beverages are contaminated with toxic heavy metals like lead, arsenic, and mercury, and all of them literally chop up the neurons like it's a butcher's block. These microscopic toxic particles contaminate the digestive and circulatory system, making their way through the gut walls into the blood and then straight up to the brain, literally turning your blood into a poisonous stream, spreading throughout your body, but especially attacking your brain, damaging and degrading brain cells, causing synapse misfires that ultimately lead to severe brain conditions like memory loss, Alzheimer's, and even cancer. That's the kind of information government officials are clinging to with tooth and nail to keep hidden, because revealing it would hold elected officials accountable, something they desperately want to avoid. And with over 50% of Americans facing contaminated tap water due to an aging water pipe infrastructure, costing an estimated $625 billion to repair, the next two generations of men and women are staring down the rusty barrel of brain disorders with no real solution in sight. And it's not just about those 50%. Over time, things will only get worse. The infrastructure will continue aging, and the brain health issues will skyrocket. You might say, but I don't live in an area with contaminated water. Unfortunately, even if your local infrastructure isn't ancient, everything is interconnected, just like rivers and oceans. Contaminated water will still make its way through your pipes at some point. Bottom line, heavy metals not only cause system-wide inflammation, but also make their way to your brain and burn it from the inside out like acid does to metal. But how can I flush out the heavy metals from my body? There must be a way. I know you can try to prevent them from getting in. Yes, you can install $10,000 worth of water filters, but is that a guaranteed fix? Who has that kind of money lying around? And even if you think bottled water or beverages are safer, they still contain traces of heavy metals. So what I wanted to know was, if I can stop them from making their way into the bloodstream, turning it into a toxic red river, that's ultimately killing brain cells. So, Dr. Ricotto continued, the place where brain cells start to take a hit is not the brain itself, it's inside the gut. It starts with the distancing of the brain cells, but this is triggered by the toxic chemicals passing from the gut to the bloodstream and then shooting up to your brain. And it's impossible to avoid them. You're constantly exposed to them no matter where you live, your age, gender, or your body's immune system, because they're present not only in our water supply, but also bottled water, beverages, and even some alcoholic drinks, and even food. All of these nasty, poisonous heavy metals travel from your gut through your bloodstream, then make their way to your brain, attacking the neurons. Think about it. Have you ever struggled to remember something that you've known your whole life and feel it's on the tip of your tongue? That means the link between the brain cells holding that information isn't fully functional and can't reach you. Believe me, it's not your fault. Your body is simply flooded with these poisonous heavy metals present in our water. And as time goes by, things only go from bad to worse. This is something the brain pill companies won't tell you, and your American doctor doesn't know. Without flushing out the toxic waste from your system, you will never be able to function at 100%, and your brain will slowly but surely degrade. And the so-called miracle pills? Well, they only address the symptoms at best, not the cause. And once a neuron gets poisoned and starts misfiring, it dies. This is why I don't believe in conventional pills for brain disorders. People are desperately taking more and more of these pills than ever before, but studies have shown that brain cell connections have actually weakened over the past years, along with our infrastructure that ages and deteriorates. And this problem doesn't happen with age. Brain decay actually begins when we're young. But in young women and men, the cell regeneration process is 10 times faster than it is later in life. So the contamination process leading to the toxic buildup in the brain actually starts from a young age, but our bodies are strong enough to fight it by replacing damaged cells in time. However, as we grow older and the regeneration process slows down, our brain starts lagging behind, leading to confusion, brain fog, memory loss, and even Alzheimer's and cancer. I was shocked, but Dr. Rakoto was absolutely right. I could imagine the greedy politicians and brain pill industry CEOs laughing as they cash their multi-million-dollar bonus checks at the expense of people like you and me, knowing their solutions are never going to work because they don't address the real cause. It made me sick. So if you thought that your lack of mental exercise caused your brain decay, or if you thought that it's your fault you didn't manage your mental state, think again. But, he continued, I might have something that could help. You see, when the neuron link is attacked by this toxic sludge, your brain is slowly but surely damaged to a point where you start noticing symptoms. And this infection is sneaky. It doesn't show signs until it's too late and the links are already broken, ultimately leading to brain deterioration, lack of focus, memory loss, and even critical diseases like Alzheimer's. That's why most people start forgetting more and more around their 50s, even though they haven't had such episodes all their lives. Due to the thinness of the intestinal wall, which is designed to absorb nutrients, these heavy toxic elements can go through those walls and move further into the body, eventually reaching the neurons, which are the coziest place they could rest in. It's like an avalanche. You have no idea it's coming, and then it just hijacks your body. Yes, that's what it does. It literally takes over your brain cells and does not go away, no matter what prescription medication you use. This was actually confirmed by published research in the Journal of Investigative Neuroscience almost 10 years ago. Yet brain enhancement pill sales remain high and strong every year. Everything I heard blew my mind. So what we actually have to do is stop this toxic sludge from entering the bloodstream and attacking the brain. Then the neurons would have the power to recover themselves, improving memory, attention, and focus, I said to Dr. Rakoto. Exactly. And David, look at me, he replied passionately. Mark, the 67-year-old patient I was telling you about, recovered 100%. He is better than ever. He can remember details from decades ago, and I've been testing him every 6 months. His cognitive system is absolutely perfect. I found the way. I was intrigued, to say the least. He continued, to flush out this poison, we have to first stop it from passing through the gut walls and into the bloodstream. Once these toxic chemicals stop invading the body, the siege on our neurons disappears in no time, and then your brain gets 100% restored. And then Dr. Rakoto showed me how, after 7 years of long, expensive research and countless lab tests, he finally managed to narrow it down to 2 specific, highly potent plant extracts from his beloved home island of Madagascar, confirming Harvard research that revealed these extracts to be directly linked to a 430% reduction in heavy metals in the body. Remember how I told you that 90% of the plants and animals found in Madagascar are found nowhere else in the world? That was the missing link. With only these 2 natural ingredients, he helped his patient break free from the brain fog nightmare and completely erase this disease. These 2 potent extracts hold the key to flushing out harmful heavy metals from your body, clearing the bloodstream, and reversing brain and neuronal decay, along with every painful and embarrassing symptom that comes with it. And here's why. They have a unique trick up their sleeve. They stick to harmful particles and act as a filter, blocking them from being absorbed through the intestinal walls and into the bloodstream. They cling to these particles like flies to flypaper. So instead of entering the bloodstream and ultimately causing havoc in the brain, these 2 potent extracts keep the harmful particles inside the intestines, so you just poop them out when the time comes. This is incredible. Have you tried to publish your findings? I asked him. Of course I did. I went to my former employer, showed them the lab results and all my 7 years of research. After what I think was the longest presentation I ever had, you know what they asked me? They said, all right, but how do we make money off this if people only have to use it once? The next day, I submitted my resignation. I've lived every day since thinking this solution will never make it to the public eye. They won't let me. But I also thought that I was not alone fighting this enemy. We are in this together. Let's do it, David. Here it is. See for yourself. There it was. On the next page of his research book, all the ingredients and specific quantities he'd used to recover 100% of his patient's cognitive functions. It took him 7 years and hundreds of different combinations to reach the exact mix that brought Mark back to the way his family always knew him. It was incredible. We have to put this to a larger scale test immediately, I said to my new friend. Why do you think I came to you? He replied. My father was going to be the second guinea pig. So Dr. Rakoto and I gave my father the formula and made sure he followed the program according to his lab test results. I was hoping and praying my father would see the same results as Dr. Rakoto's patient. My father started having constant headaches, on top of everything else, due to his worsening condition. I was constantly checking on him to see the results, but Dr. Rakoto told me to wait, as it would take a while. After a few days, the thought of giving up crossed my mind since I didn't see any improvements. But something told me to keep on trying, and I convinced myself to continue just a little longer. Another few days passed and still no results. The future looked bleak. Then, one cold morning, my father woke up as he usually did, and we started having the most natural conversation, just like we used to. No strange behavior, no memory fuzziness, no eyes staring into the abyss. We were talking like nothing had ever happened. I was in shock. Let me tell you, he had a state of well-being I had never seen in anyone, ever. It was single-handedly the most incredible transformation I have ever witnessed in my life. I called Dr. Ricotto to give him the good news. Then we took my father for tests to see if there were any traces of brain deterioration. The result? His brain cells and brain cell links were fully restored. My father had finally broken free from the brain prison that kept him captive. He started to remember everything. His depression, anxiety, and mood swings disappeared, and his zest for life came back. He was finally living the life he had always deserved once again. As I was talking with Dr. Ricotto and expressing my excitement that our research had finally paid off, he warned me that while the remedy was efficient for Mark and my father, we needed to know if it worked for other people as well. We had to test the remedy on more volunteers to be 100% sure of its efficiency. So we posted an ad online, seeking volunteers, from young men and women who forgot little things to those with advanced clinically proven brain damage, who barely remembered their loved ones. Those countless individuals who had been deceived and let down in modern medicine all had one thing in common. Cognitive decay was ruining every aspect of their lives and the lives of their loved ones. In just 2 weeks, we managed to gather over 270 volunteers ready to validate our theory. I expected the remedy to be efficient, but I did not expect it to be that good. Within just a few weeks, 98% of participants reported experiencing dramatic improvements in their cognitive functions. They also reported elevated energy levels, no more crushing headaches, excellent spirits, and freedom from stress and anxiety. A few weeks after that, 100% of the participants reported fully recovering their memory and improving their mental health. It was absolutely stunning. And as an unforeseen side benefit, they all observed reduced anxiety and improved mood. Other benefits included normalized blood pressure, reduced risk of respiratory infections, improved digestion, stronger muscles, improved nutrient supply to the brain, better circulation and heart health, sharper vision and eye health. Repeated tests demonstrated no signs of brain damage. Women were glowing with happiness, color returned to their cheeks, and they looked and felt 20 years younger. The men were full of assertive energy and confidence, no longer captives of this debilitating disease. Each participant had crystal clear cognitive functions within just a few weeks. Even the most skeptical ones were amazed when they regained what they called their old sharp brain. It was plain as day that the remedy was working 100%. Dr. Ricotto and I watched with utter excitement as our dream was brought to life. All this pain had come to an end, and we had to make this available for everyone. So Dr. Ricotto managed to pull some strings and found a small independent natural pharmaceutical company in Nevada. We began looking for manufacturers that only offer the purest ingredients. I'll tell you, it wasn't easy. It took us weeks to find something reliable. You'd be shocked if you know how ignorant most manufacturers are about the quality and purity of the raw materials they use. We searched for ingredients across 3 continents. Dr. Ricotto used all his connections to ensure we only sourced top-quality ingredients from certified and FDA-approved producers. The job was excruciating. We worked day and night to ensure each ingredient was mixed in the correct quantities. But after over a month of hard work, we finally did it. We put everything in an easy-to-swallow capsule, designed to be taken once a day with a big glass of water. And we called it SynaBoost, the only 100% natural blend that targets the real cause of your brain cell deterioration. It blocks toxic heavy metals found in our water, keeping them inside the intestine. So when the time comes, you just poop them out, and helps you recover 100% of your cognitive abilities. We sourced only the purest, highest quality ingredients for this formula. The perfect combination of a total 14 carefully mixed plant extracts and vitamins forms an easy-to-swallow capsule, taken just once a day. We produce SynaBoost exclusively in our FDA-approved facility, utilizing the latest technology and equipment. Every capsule of SynaBoost is non-GMO and safe. Does not require any restrictive diets or starvation. In fact, you can continue enjoying your favorite foods while reaping the amazing benefits of this formula. Over a dozen independent labs across 2 continents have tested this program on 3,200 women and men from 6 countries to ensure that the positive results were not limited to only a select group of people. Lab tests have confirmed that for this program to be efficient, all the ingredients must be mixed only in these exact quantities and according to this precise formula. What we have achieved is what many experts are calling a medical breakthrough. Here's a short explanation of how these ingredients work and why they are so powerful. Step 1. Your body absorbs these powerful nutrients. But once you've taken the first capsule of SynaBoost, the nutrient absorption process begins. This blend contains highly effective ingredients and vitamins sourced from not only Madagascar, but also specific places like Africa, Asia, Northern Europe, and even the Earth's largest rainforest in Brazil. All these nutrients are crucial for 2 main actions. First, they stick to and flush out the toxic, poisonous elements that have been causing damage to the link between neurons. Second, they nourish and repair these broken brain cells. Since they are 100% natural and have been selected for their purity, your body will immediately start absorbing them. The link restoration and neuron healing process will begin immediately. Step 2. The nerve cell degradation stops. Once your body has absorbed all these powerful nutrients, the brain cell degradation stops. This step is extremely crucial. In order for your body to have the power to repair the broken links, nutrients needed for that repair process need to be constantly supplied to the cells. To achieve this, we selected a powerful combination of N-acetyl and L-carnitine. This amazing remedy empowers the brain cells themselves, allowing them to start sending purifying signals through your bloodstream and guts, effectively halting further damage and initiating the healing process. Step 3. Once the link is restored, the brain itself starts to heal and fight the disease. Now pay attention, because here's where the incredible things start to happen. First, to help you fight the inflammation in your body, we had to carefully blend a proprietary mixture of 14 extracts, including Dr. Rakoto's star ingredient, the Bacopa manieri leaf extract, a potent extract revered by ancient Madagascar tribes for its remarkable ability to enhance memory retention and alleviate anxiety. This superstar plant extract travels through your entire system and sticks to even the most stubborn toxic buildup, safely carrying them out from the body. Countless studies have proven Bacopa's extraordinary ability to neutralize heavy metals in the body and help flush them out, while boosting cognitive functions and preventing elevated levels of anxiety, a symptom that aggravates brain deterioration. One gold standard study from Georgetown University found that clinical doses of Bacopa manieri's leaf extract produced a 20-fold increase in mental sharpness and memory retention. Next came Hooperzia serrata, also known as Chinese club moss, an ancient order of plants often dubbed a living fossil. Native to the damp forests and rocky landscapes deep within the heart of Asia, this potent herb has been used for millennia thanks to its leaf extract's ability to boost memory and cognitive functions, while also purging toxins and parasites from the brain and gut, making it a powerful weapon in the battle against neurodegenerative conditions such as Alzheimer's disease. This remarkable extract has been proven to stimulate crucial white blood cells in the immune system, enhance circulation and heart health, alleviate anxiety, improve vision and eye health, and even provide relief from headaches and migraines. Next on Dr. Rakoto's list was another powerful ingredient, the famous rhodiola root extract. Renowned for its ability to soothe the mind, rhodiola is a natural remedy that operates much like conventional antidepressants. This herbal powerhouse taps into the brain's chemistry and boosts the levels of key neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and noradrenaline, which are crucial for mood regulation and neuron synapse repair. Modern science has recently discovered that this amazing herb is also an extremely potent antioxidant that improves gut health and greatly accelerates gut and brain detoxification. With studies published in the Frontiers of Pharmacology indicating its ability to activate the production of NK cells, natural killer cells, which play a critical role in the body's defense against foreign contaminants found in water and food, a key feature to flush away those brain-impairing chemicals. Next came Coffea arabica, the prized bean behind the world's most beloved beverage, coffee. Revered for centuries worldwide for its myriad health benefits, its beans are rich in antioxidants and offer more than just a wakeful buzz. They play a pivotal role in neutralizing toxic buildups in the body, sharpening memory, elevating mood, and boosting concentration. With studies showing that its anti-inflammatory properties slash down on diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and reduce the risk of diabetes and liver disease, improve blood circulation, and heart health. And last but not least, we have L-tyrosine. This amazing nutrient is an amino acid that's paving the way for enhanced mental clarity, focus, and overall well-being. Found naturally in the body, L-tyrosine is the building block for crucial neurotransmitters like dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. The main chemicals that empower your brain's ability to concentrate, stay alert, and maintain a positive mood, even in the face of stress or sleep deprivation. But research shows that as we age, our brain's supply of L-tyrosine naturally dwindles. So by bolstering your brain with a natural intake of this powerful amino acid, you're not just warding off memory lapses and cognitive slowdown, you're also amping up your brain's capabilities, enhancing everything from short-term memory to mood, focus, and alertness. With clinical studies showing it can significantly boost the brain's ability to flush out harmful parasites by an astonishing 520%. Alongside L-tyrosine, a total of 14 incredible ingredients are mixed perfectly to nourish your brain and help you fight off the vicious poison affecting your body cells once and for all. No other known blend can match the effectiveness of this brain healing solution. And in just a few weeks, you'll finally feel like your old self again, with improved learning ability, no memory problems, and powerful mental sharpness. That's because this natural blend does one important thing. It gives you back your natural-born and deserved brain clarity and helps you regain your life back. It activates your body's natural protection mechanism, which shields your brain cells instead of letting them break down systematically and permanently. Besides all these benefits, this amazing formula guarantees that anyone taking it will have a brain that's firing on all cylinders, with clear, sharp thinking and razor-sharp focus that helps you solve complex problems in an instant. Now, you may have two questions at this point. 1. How do I get my hands on SynaBoost? 2. In what quantity should I take this supplement? You see, it's difficult for me to answer the first question.
That's because most of the ingredients used to make SynaBoost
Are extremely hard and time-consuming to source, which makes our ability to keep high stocks on hand almost impossible.
Every man and woman who has tested SynaBoost
And improve their cognitive functions is asking us for more bottles, for themselves and for their families and friends. This demand causes our stock to run out within days every time we receive a new shipment,
And you should know that we produce SynaBoost in small batches only.
which take up to 3 months to deliver. This means that once we run out of stock, you'll have to wait another 3 months before you can get your hands on this formula. Additionally, there's the challenge of the Big Pharma army of angry lawyers who threaten to shut us down if we don't take this formula off the market. Now, since you're here, your product is reserved. However, if you leave this page, we cannot guarantee supply when you come back. Before I tell you in what quantities you should take this supplement, here's something very important you should know. To make this formula work for you, you must consider the degree to which your brain has been affected and how long you've been carrying this issue. Based on a test we conducted with our partnering lab involving over 3,200 men and women from 6 different countries and examining the states of their mental health, I must confess, the results were shockingly bad. So when it comes to how much of SynaBoost you should take, our safe response is, don't risk it. After seeing the results of over 93,600 women and men from around the world,
We recommend taking at least 3 bottles of SynaBoost
over a period of 90 days. And if you want to be completely safe, then we suggest taking at least 6 bottles or more. If you take it for at least 6 months, it will naturally boost your mental agility and sharpness permanently. Tens of thousands of men and women have confidently used
SynaBoost.
with mind-blowing results. They now enjoy the new life that has been given to them. They live a happy, full life when they don't have to constantly worry about future memory loss, declining mental health, or unexplained strange behavior. They are stress-free and anxiety-free. They are now free and ready to explore and enjoy every aspect of their lives without a care in the world, being lucid and creative. And their confidence levels are holding high and strong since they don't have to deal with this frustrating problem anymore.
I thought I was losing it. I couldn't even remember what I did the day before. But now, I got it all back with way more energy and feeling happier than ever.
I quickly saw results, sharper focus, clearer thinking in my stressful life. It sped up my problem solving, made me more responsive, and I breezed through tasks without distractions.
There's nothing more important to me than creating lasting memories with my grandkids. I was starting to forget those little moments, but now the fog has lifted and I remember every detail, every laugh, and every story they tell me. I can even keep up with their endless energy. It's almost like I've turned back the clock. I feel sharp and engaged, and I'm actually more present than I have been in years.
It's enhanced every moment with my family. I'm full of energy, vitality, and can't wait for tomorrow's next adventure. To any parent or grandparent out there looking to hold on to every precious memory and enjoy life as it was meant, I couldn't recommend it more.
Now, after hearing all this, you understand why this program was initially priced at $276. Sure, I could have easily done this and people would still line up to get this formula. But the truth is, neither Dr. Rakoto nor I are here to make money. We both did pretty well for ourselves in our medical careers. However, there was just one last thing I want to do. I want to help you and millions of women and men out there break free from the brain fog that's slowly taking over, turning into a nightmare. That's why I'm not going to ask you for $276 or even $176 for the program that has already helped 93,651 women and men just like you. In fact, today, while this website is still up, you have a one-time chance to get the clinically proven formula that repairs your brain cells and helps you regain perfect thinking and focus in a matter of weeks for only $69 a bottle. And because I know how important it is for you to regain your clear thinking in life, I managed to get our manufacturer to offer a big discount on the 6 bottle packages of
SynaBoost.
This means that you can get it for only $49 per bottle and also receive free shipping for us for as long as the supply lasts.
Once SynaBoost is out of stock,
The discount is gone forever. So go ahead, select your package below and join the 93,651 men and women who have regained their perfect brain functions. Plus, if you order a 3 or 6 month package, we'll give you an even bigger discount and additional bonuses.
tens of thousands of women and men are already living proof that SynaBoost will get your neurons firing at full speed
And give you back the sharp and perfect mentality Mother Nature gave you. 3 bottles of
SynaBoost
will both rid you of the neuron-killing toxic sludge and boost your thinking levels, improve your concentration and focus, enhance mental performance, and even strengthen your immune system. But there is a reason why 98% of our users choose the 6-bottle package. When you go with the 6-bottle package, in just 6 months from now, you'll be able to completely shield yourself against anything that might threaten your body and keep your perfect cognitive functions for years to come. That means the
SynaBoost
will act like a natural defense system against both long and short-term memory degradation and much more. Plus, if you take advantage of our absolute best deal now, the complete 6-month supply, not only will we give you an impressive $648 discount off the retail price, but we'll cover the shipping and handling for you. And on top of that, we will also include 2 very special free bonus gifts worth $158 on their own. The first bonus, Elixir of Longevity, valued at $79. This guide will help you supercharge your journey to maintaining a sharp mind and a vibrant body into your golden years. Discover the ancient secrets to longevity that have been practiced and perfected by over 97,000 people across the globe. Here's a glimpse of what you'll uncover. 8 mind-bending ancient practices and brain gymnastics that'll keep your brain sharp and your body nimble. You're staying sharp and quick, period. Uncover the miracle food that'll turbocharge your brain power and bulk up your brawn, all while fitting seamlessly into your daily routine. A no-sweat daily ritual that cranks up your brain's horsepower and injects vitality into your veins, shaving years off your age. Feel like a spry youngster again without breaking a sweat. 2 stealth movement maneuvers that don't need a single piece of fancy gear but promise to stretch your life longer, boost your balance and flexibility. and keep your mental health in tip-top shape. It's like discovering the fountain of youth in your living room. The 4 sneaky habits that are dulling your smarts and draining your energy. Kick them to the curb to keep your mind sharp and your vibe young. And there's a whole lot more inside. The next bonus is Mind Mastery, boosting your cognitive edge, valued at $79. In this enlightening guide, you'll unearth the groundbreaking approach that turns your daily habits into a powerhouse for keeping your mind clear and your body lively. Uncover a morning trick so potent, backed by scientists at Harvard, it's like strapping a rocket to your cognitive powers and physical stamina, boosting them by an eye-popping 41%. Plus, discover the one everyday habit you should absolutely avoid if you want to keep your mind razor sharp and your joints jumping. And that's merely the tip of the iceberg. I can't wait for you to explore these transformative techniques. I want you to be absolutely thrilled with your purchase, so in addition to your 3 or 6 bottles of SynaBoost, we're also giving you these 2 bonus online guides worth $158 absolutely free. You'll gain instant access to them as soon as you place your order. Now, if this sounds good, look below. You'll see the 3 packages, 2 of them with a major discount I've managed to secure from our manufacturer. Select the one you most desire. Clinical trials have shown that the 3 or 6 bottle packages are most recommended. And hit the button below. Once you've secured your order, we'll immediately ship SynaBoost straight to your doorstep. This program will do what nothing else could: stop mental decline. That may be a little shocking to you, and I get it. After all, the brain care giants have been preying on you ever since you first stepped foot in their offices. So let me change this right now. I want you to know that every single bottle of SynaBoost comes with a solemn 60-day money-back guarantee. We'll give you a 100% refund, even if it's been 59 days. Give this all-natural supplement a try and escape this nightmare. Feel the joy of never having to worry that you might forget familiar faces. See how great it is to wake up to the lovely look of your spouse every single morning, unaffected by this monstrous disease. Experience all this, and if in 60 days you're not happy with SynaBoost, send me an email or call me, and I'll refund every single penny. No questions asked, no bureaucracy. You've got 2 full months to decide if SynaBoost is the right thing for you, but you need to hurry. Dr. Ricoto and I made a lot of enemies by posting this program online. Vicious pharmaceutical industry giants who woke up this morning and noticed their bank account balance was slimmer than yesterday. Snake-brain drug manufacturers who don't know what to do with their remaining inventory of cheap knockoff products. Each one of them wants this site off the internet. So the next time my phone rings and I'm forced to take this program down, you'll be on your own. But why would you give up on your only real chance to actually revive every single brain cell, when you could join over 93,600 men and women in just a few weeks from now, when you have so little time to spend and so much to gain? Just imagine. No more forgotten words, no more staring into the abyss, alone with your thoughts. No more endless fear, wondering if this is the last thing you will ever remember. And no more brain fog all the time. Imagine quickly finding solutions to complicated problems in an instant, having improved concentration and sharp thinking. Plus, imagine waking up in the morning knowing exactly what you want and how you want it. And it all starts when you select your package below and hit the buy button now. It's time for you to make a choice. The decision you're about to make will determine the course of the rest of your life. You could choose to stop spending your money on the same old products on the market and hope in vain for a miracle to happen. You already know that even though they may alleviate symptoms for a while, they do not treat the root cause of your brain deterioration. Or you can take this small step now. Pick your package, hit the button below, and regain control over your life. You have the power to regain your perfect mental focus, and it's only one click away. No more memory loss, no more fuzzy mind, no more fear of future complete brain shutdown. You have the power to get your happiness back, and it costs close to nothing, especially when compared to the price you pay every time you visit your doctor, not to mention the damage it has on every aspect of your life, mind, and body. This formula works for any type of brain damage, whether in the early phases or more advanced stages. Plus, you're protected by our 60-day no questions asked money-back guarantee. So go ahead and select your package now. You can start being the person you've always wanted to be. It all starts now, with a single click, and it takes less than a minute. Do it now, and give SynaBoost a chance. Still here? Great. I want to address the most frequently asked questions about SynaBoost here. I aim to ensure that you are entirely confident in your decision to start your journey with us today. How and why does SynaBoost work? When it comes to your brain decline and your constant memory lapses, research shows that the culprit is heavy metals and nitrites in our everyday water supply. These toxic chemicals chew through gut walls, making their way into your brain and severing the neuronal links that make you a fully functional individual. Over time, more and more neuronal links are severed. SynaBoost is a potent blend crafted to flush out the poisonous chemicals by sticking to them and blocking them from getting absorbed through the gut walls and into the bloodstream. So you actually poop them out when time comes. Plus, SynaBoost also soothes inflammation and restores the neuronal links in your brain. Over 37,231 satisfied customers have shown the effectiveness of SynaBoost. The unique way to gauge SynaBoost's effectiveness is by trying it for yourself today, using the exclusive risk-free offer available only on this page. Are there any side effects? SynaBoost is designed to be safe for men and women of all ages and with various cognitive medical conditions. All our ingredients have been proven safe in clinical trials and are continually tested for purity and to ensure against toxins and contaminants. Moreover, SynaBoost is produced in an FDA-approved facility, adhering to sterile, strict, and precise standards. With a clientele of more than 90,000, there have been no noticeable side effects today, putting SynaBoost among the purest brain recovery formulas available on the market. However, if you have a pre-existing medical condition or you're taking other prescription medication, we recommend showing a bottle of SynaBoost to your doctor before taking it for your peace of mind. When and how should I take SynaBoost? We suggest taking 1 full dose of SynaBoost daily in the morning. You can consume it alone on an empty stomach, with coffee, tea, or with your breakfast. What if it doesn't work for me? Could you remind me about the guarantee? The continual positive results we observe reinforce our faith in SynaBoost's ability to significantly improve the health of your gut and rejuvenate your mental sharpness and brain functions. However, we understand that every individual responds differently, and a single solution may not work for everyone. Hence, every bottle of SynaBoost comes with an unshakable 60-day money-back guarantee. If you are not completely satisfied with the results, simply return the bottles, empty or not, for a full, no-questions-asked refund. How can I get started? Getting started is a breeze. Simply click the button below to navigate to our secure order checkout page, enter your details, and we'll promptly start the process of shipping SynaBoost right to your doorstep. Your journey with us begins with a simple click below. Fill in your payment details on our secure order form and submit your order. We eagerly await to hear about your success story. So go ahead and select your package now. You can start being the person you've always wanted to be.